You go, yeah, man, I'm done with sex for a while.
Uh-huh.
For how long?
I did not blow a load for the entire year of 2014.
Wow.
Oh my God. Imagine.
I was completely celibate.
What
No jacking off, no
Oh,
nothing.
wow.
what happened when you did blow a load? Was it like The Shining instead of blood coming out of the elevator?
Lots of cum.
Just come. I mean, what happened?
It was actually it was underwhelming. And to be precise, I went 431 days, which is actually a year and 3 months.
Wow.
431 days, and then I blew a rather unimpressive load.
Really?
Yeah, it landed on my tummy. I took a picture of my tummy. Sent it to all my buddies.
Yeah.
They were underwhelmed by the picture.
Was it? I wonder if they. I don't know. I'm not a medical. You're a more medical person than I am, right? Because you're a nurse. I mean, because after 2 weeks of not masturbating,
Right. Then you're gonna blow a monster.
yeah. It's like, you know what I mean.
I think 10 days is about the max it's ever gonna get, and then it starts sort of cycling through your body.
You think that it's just going to be one giant gridlock of a freeway of just like
Right.
this backed up nut
Yeah,
all the
I
way
thought
through your
your
throat?
nuts would be like an elephant nut.
This all actually played out in my stand-up.
It did, yeah.
It absolutely did. It was, initially when I first started doing stand-up, all of my material was graphic sex stories about encounters that I'd had with various women.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where it was like, okay, people were calling me out. They're like, man, like all this sex material in your stand-up is like really kind of cringy, and maybe you're getting away with it now, but how long does that work? Like, do you want to be 50? And like, yeah, dude, I'm like, like, no.
Yeah.
And so I saw that I was on a path to where it was just going to be straight up pathetic and depressing to behave that way. And I also subscribed to the idea that real happiness was dependent on me learning how to have a healthy relationship.
Wow.
And so I decided I am going to stop fooling around, with random chicks on the road. And I couldn't do it, dude. I couldn't do it. Every time I'd come back from a trip and I'd go to my sponsor. I was like, dude, I did it again, man. Like I was, I was just like, it's the definition of powerlessness, when you can't keep a promise, when you don't want to do something, you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting into therapy and the therapist recommended that I go into a intensive outpatient sexual addiction treatment program, which I totally did, and then that was followed by the 431 days.
Wow.
It all and I was touring after I got out of the sex rehab. Then I had all these tour dates. I'm like, dude, how am I going to do it?
Yeah.
So I hired a cock blocker. That's my guy Scott Randolph, he's my right hand guy. Like,
Really?
He started out 100% as a cock blocker. That was his only job.
Wow.
I remember reaching out to him because I knew that he was kind of on the same tip, so this same sort of sobriety deal. And I was like, hey man, like, can you come with me on the road just to be there to help me, like, not act out? And I remember because I had just before that I tried like an actual sober companion. I had to pay this guy like $1,500 or some stupid amount of money for a weekend. And like we were driving up to some fucking comedy club. I'm on the highway driving. This guy's like shoving his cell phone in my face to show me his like acting reel. I'm like, no, I don't want to crash my car with you networking while I'm paying you $1,500 for a fucking weekend. No, and so I was just like, this doesn't work. And I reached out to Scott and I was like, hey man, can you come with me on this trip to Tennessee? And Scott was like, ooh man, I really would love to, but he's like, I'm just like, I don't really have the cash to be buying airplane tickets. I was like, dude, I got you.
Oh, right.
I got you. And then so I told Scott that that I sell T-shirts and books after my show, and I've always got a comedy club employee doing it for me, and I give him $1 per sale.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, do that. And like, so actually I'll pay for your tickets, your hotel, everything. And we'll get you some revenue out of it. So Scott shows up in the first show. He's like, wait, you don't have a credit card reader? Like, you don't sell hats? Like he just completely turned my operation into this.
Wow.
Now every show I do, we turn it into a